No Gisher tonight?
No, he's driving.
Oh.
All right.
Boy, she was chugging.
You were boogieing. Let's watch that again. Okay, we will. All right, good stuff. I have video playing in the background. There's no sound, but this would have been from the sled pulls in the Desert Diesel Nationals, I think it was called, in Chandler, Arizona. Matt, is that where you guys were this past weekend?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's where we were. It was freaking hot.
Well, in Wisconsin, it was 82 on Saturday, and we got a foot of snow on Sunday. So Mother Nature hasn't made up her mind up here yet either, guys. So.
Damn.
But if you're just joining us, it was a big weekend for West Coast truck and tractor pulling from an exposure standpoint, from an event standpoint. Wilcox, Arizona happened Thursday and Friday. And then the NHRDA was in Chandler, Arizona on a Friday and Saturday. And Mr. John Bohr took Code 3 to the NHRA Jag races in Las Vegas. Got pictures with John Force and Kenny Laughlin and Leah Pruitt, and just had a great time. I wonder how many people came up and touched the tires, Bohr, compared to,
A lot.
That was one. Oh, my dog. He's just wow. That was the one thing that at PRI, when I had the Remedy out there, all these drag racers and racing, they're used to smooth tires, and they touched everybody that came by touched the tractor tires. It's kind of funny. So it's kind of funny. So, all right, Orsetti, Purple Haze. Got the big win. How many hooks did you guys have out there?
There was close to about 20 hooks, a lot of tractors. There was in my class and one semi hooked, and there was, I want to say, 6 work stock trucks.
Good deal. Good deal.
Cool.
Now, have you pulled with NHRADA before?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've pulled with them for, I want to say, about 3 or 4 years.
Okay. There's Matt's truck up on the screen right now. Now that's what I call a 3.0 Limited Pro. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. How long have you been pulling, Matt?
So with this truck, I've been pulling for about 5 years. And then before this truck, I ran a Gasser, a 55 Super Stock, for about 3 years.
Okay, cool. What made you leave John and those guys to go diesel?
More power.
Oh. He couldn't do without his hairdryer, So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick them off the show, or said we'll just run with this on our own. So they got a little.
Yeah,
lippy.
see, this is a lot better right here.
I agree. We'll keep all that.
Wow.
Keep all that spark. Oh, something happened with the internet, guys.
See how that works? Yeah, I see. Yeah, it is now. Okay. We'll get even.
I'm not afraid.
No, we've known Matthew for ever since he started, and been a good character in the group.
Yep.
I just like to have fun.
Yeah, we all do, man. That's what it's about,
Exactly.
So they built a pulling track right next to the drag ray there. That's cool.
Yeah.
How was it, Matt?
It was good.
Compared Compared to like a California track, what was it like?
To me,
What
it
track?
was a lot more clay. Not as sandy as we're used to, basically.
Oh wow.
I mean, it hooked amazing.
Wow.
When we had Randy Cole on, what, 2 weeks ago, John?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
With him and Rod Crawford, and he had said that they had brought a bunch of dirt into this facility when they had that Lucas Oil pull out here. Remember when they covered the drag race, guys? And I think they kept all that dirt and they had all the screens and stuff. So, and to Matt's point, that's what he's saying is that they brought in some good stuff here. So again, we're watching the live feed from this past weekend. Everybody just kind of playing in the background here as we talk with Matt, who got the big win at the Desert Diesel Nationals in Chandler, Arizona, at the NHRDA event this past weekend in the limited pro stock diesel truck class. It's just neat to have a California guy, or you're from California, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But it's neat to see the pullers lined up back there, sitting back there in the pits. I think that it was like a 10-hour live stream on YouTube. Whoever did all of this, I can't remember. I have to go find out for sure. But I think they had a sponsor do it.
Yeah, NHRDA does Diesel TV.
That's right.
And they live broadcasted it through their YouTube page, and it ran literally from the moment they started drag racing till the end of the pulls, and it was all day.
Wow.
Now, did you hook 2 days or did you hook just 1 day, Matt?
I just hooked one day, Saturday night.
Okay. Did you get a hook against some trucks that you normally hook against, or was a lot of guys or gals that you normally don't pull against?
We had one truck from here, Juan. He has a 3.0 limited truck that he just started running. And then there was a truck out of Texas that came out called Thunderstruck.
Okay. Bad Juju Racing says, great run, Purple. Old Red Pulling says, more power for sure. That's for John and Daniels.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody's watching on one of the Facebook groups. I don't know who they are. And it says, nice pass, Purple. And Lee Benson says, nice job, Matt. So if you have a question for Matt Orsetti or John Bohr or Mr. Daniels, please type it in the comments. We're gonna kind of bounce back and forth between Vegas with John having his truck on display out there at the drag races, and then also Matt being at NHRDA. Get great exposure for the sport. Whenever you can mix that drag racing world in with the pulling world and expose those drag racing fans to truck and tractor pulling, I think it's good for everybody. So,
hey Matt, sort of go over how you got into pulling and getting your start with High Octane and starting kicking up dust pulling team, and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my dad used to do it when he was in school and everything, and then just talking over it with him, and then the group of friends that I got along with was all into truck pulls and horsepower. So talked to my dad one day, and we ended up finding the truck. It was called, I can't remember the original name, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, it was Hellraiser, something like that. And then guy sold it, really good deal, came with the trailer, ready to go, and I was hooked since day one. Since seeing the truck, I was hooked on it. My first event was Turlock. Ended up blowing reverse as they had the qualifier back then. I ended up blowing the reverse lines out of the transmission. But
Hellbilly. Yeah.
Hellbilly, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And from then on, I was just hooked on trying to make it 300 feet.
Yeah. You made it.
Yeah, right? 330 to be exact.
Good job.
I just remember when you came out with High Octane and was running it, and then all of a sudden switched over to the hair dryers, and Bianchi took it after you and continued it on, calling it hay fever. The truck's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And then you getting Purple Haze and starting basically in a stock class with it, there wasn't a whole lot done to it, and you started getting more and more stronger and stronger and jumping classes up and up, and then to the point it is now.
I drove this truck to work for quite a few months. I drove it to work, and then I started doing stock pulling and got a wild hair one winter, and it went from a stock pull truck to a limited pro stock pull truck. I basically bypassed work stock and all the other classes and went straight into 3.0.
Yeah, it's definitely been a growing process, and it's done very well.
Yeah. You had a lot of growing pains with that, though. I mean,
you
definitely had to put your time and money into that sucker.
A lot of broken parts, a lot of blown up engines.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're on the right path to,
it's kind of a growing pain with pulling. That's what it is. It's a way of growing in the sport, because you go through those tries and tribulations to get through that, and then you finally have everything going your way, and everything's good. It was well worth the fight to get there.
No, exactly.
Awesome. And John's saying it's now in Florida. The truck went to Florida.
Huh? Wow. Better build something else, John.
What's Alec Ward's asking there? What's your plans for the future, Matt?
Bigger and better.
Gonna add 2 more cylinders?
Cut tires.
Add 2 more cylinders, are you? I'm just kidding.
Hey.
You knew that was
a bigger hair dryer. Come on.
2 more hair dryers,
Cut tires and alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We can leave out the alcohol. I can go cut tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was leading with it too there, Alex.
Cut tires and 3.6.
He already knows. Cut tires and 3.6 class is going to be the next move for the truck.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I think there's only 2 others on the West Coast right now.
Smoking Matt.
Who's your daddy? And
Powell.
And Smoking Max. Who's your daddy? The Powell's truck.
Yeah, the Powell's truck. Yep.
And the Dodge Father.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Cool.
You're talking about, skipping right over from stock class to there, and you started off having pretty good success right out of the gate when you went 3.0. I know you were going through some parts in there at the beginning, and then I think it was something happened in Winnemucca that happened, and then ever since then you started doing really well.
Yeah, I had a run of bad luck with motors, and then I got in contact with an old friend out of Utah that builds pull truck motors, and got together with him, and me and him have worked side by side. Him and his brother, his friends have all treated me real well and helped me out and helped me get the motor to where it is today. They're awesome guys, and without them, I'd probably still be blowing motors left and right.
Wow. Yeah, it's good to have good motor people on your side, because a bad motor guy will definitely get in your pocketbook real fast.
Oh yeah. I think one season I went through 3 motors. So I know all about having a run of bad luck with motors.
Yeah.
Once you get that thing dialed in, it was on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Schultz wanted to talk about a rear end change in Merced or something.
Madera. Yeah. So Madeira, the first night I snapped both axle shafts, and then the only spare parts I brought with me were axle shafts for the rear. So put that back together and went out Saturday night and ended up blowing the whole carrier apart and shoving the carrier through the housing.
Damn.
So over the winter, I went and purchased a 2145 semi rear end and got that in the truck, made a couple air to water adjustments, and she seems to be liking it.
You're looking for those shafts.
Yep, they were sitting in his field.
Yeah.
No,
he pushed me to take them.
Another thing about, Matthew scrambled and worked his tail off to get that truck back out and going for the next night, and then dang near put himself in the hospital.
Hey, I thought we were going to bring that up. Come on.
Everybody's got to know everything.
Yeah, I had a little accident. Rolled the toolbox on the trailer and smacked my head across the crossbar. Almost went to the hospital.
Oh, dang.
But pulled through it, got the truck back together, and pulled the next day.
Dang.
There might have been a little bit of alcohol encouragement. Just a little bit. But we still made it down the track. I knew it was going to break the next night. I just wasn't sure if it was going to break on the line or break at the end of the track, and I'm glad it broke at the end of the track.
Yeah.
I mean, last pull, you got to go all out, right?
Yeah. At least you made your pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So, any plans for a new paint job or something on it now that you got the motor running good?
Yeah. We've been talking it over on changing the paint scheme on it. Obviously, it's still going to have, something to do with purple, but we are going to change it up a little bit. Just got to find the right person to do it.
Right.
Cool. Name's all going to stay the same. It's just hopefully be a different color.
Right on.
Yeah, I think you're getting ready to come up here now on the video.
You'll have a big old Ford old something, huh?
No, not yet. That was just us pulling onto the track to get out of the way for the rest of the vehicles.
Yeah, it looks like they had good equipment there.
Oh yeah.
Take care of it. That's cool.
What else can you tell us about that night and that run and stuff?
This is actually a really good pull to watch. This guy drag raced this semi all day and then turned around, turned the truck up even more to pull it down the track.
Oh, wow. Going to stretch the wheelbase, old Red says.
Yeah, that's going to be another major upgrade I need to do because wheelbase, obviously, I am lacking about 2 feet of it.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with short wheelbase. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
He worked the crap out of that truck, huh?
Oh yeah. He beat on that thing all
Making
day.
the flagman turn and run on the biggest pull of the night. 397 feet 5 inches. Good on you.
Wow.
397.
Yeah.
It's a loaded
And
box.
I'm actually going to be right after him.
Richard Gomes wants to know how much horsepower you think your motor is putting out now.
Matt, you don't have to answer questions if you don't want to. You can just say stuff like, more horsepower than a Pro Mod 4x4 or something like that.
Oh,
well, that is probably true. That is probably true.
Now we can take that hairdryer off.
I'm into the 4 digits. I'm not too sure on how much into the 4 digits, but I know I'm into the 4 digits.
Good deal. We always put all the questions up on the screen, but Matt, we're not going to make you. It's not like you're on Johnny Carson or something like that. You're just with us.
Quarterback swap it. Yeah.
Oh, and then Richard says, if you don't mind me asking, I didn't see that. So there you go. John, we already answered that. Alec Ward, 186.
186 of the
186 wheel horsepower.
Yeah. Stock factory. Yeah.
My favorite part is like all the comments and the back and forth between the classes and all you guys. It's a good time. For Mayfield, is that the guy that was at the trailer that has the cool Jeep? The guy from Oregon?
No. That's Dusty Mincy.
That's right. Okay. John looks familiar. How do I know John? Do I know John?
He almost looks like Dusty.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Well,
John's got a country modified that they just came out with at the very tail end of last year.
Okay.
And him and I used to pull back in the 90s when he was pulling super stock and stock whenever we all got started at the same time.
Okay. He just looks familiar, and I don't know if he could look like Dusty or so.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Dusty.
After Hours Country Mod.
Yep, After Hours Country Mod.
Yep. Forward power.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the one thing, Orsetti, that nobody will ever say you're not tough. Because after the toolbox deal and everything else that you did to get back out there in Madera, I'm looking through my phone right now. I know I got pictures of your rear end. So
you 2 inches shorter now, Matt? Because of that accident?
In the back of my neck, yeah.
Yeah. Man, take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah. We're good now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get a win in Arizona, and I'd be happy too.
Yeah, you can see that track sort of glistening.
Yep.
Looks like it had great moisture along with good dirt.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely a hook and track.
Nice. Everything was good at the end. The truck held together, and
yeah,
no issues. Good.
No issues. Pulled right onto the trailer.
Nice. That's awesome. That's a win in itself.
Coming up now, we've got our limited Pro Stock 3.0 diesel class. This is Matthew Orsetti from Hollister. The Purple Haze 94 Dodge with the 5.9 Cummins motor, sponsored by Optilube, Kicking Up Dust Pulling, Bandito Pull Team, CPI Industries, and Outlaw Diesel. The Purple Haze from Hollister. I've seen Matthew Orsetti pull all over here in the inland and Pacific Northwest, and here, of course, in Arizona, the Purple Haze 3.0 class, spooled up nicely, and letting her eat. Purple Haze coming down track, looking to open things up with a full pull. Red flag comes out on Orsetti at 330 feet. It's 3 inches, 330 and 3.
Nice.
That's got to make you feel good on the inside.
Oh, it definitely did.
Man, Alex coming in hard tonight. Let's talk about EGTs, or is that a soft subject?
I guess that's what a best friend's for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you the people that pick on you the most.
EGTs are just a number.
Yes.
We don't look at EGTs.
Yeah.
Just go until the turbo starts melting, huh?
Yeah. Little flame out the exhaust. That's all right.
Yeah.
Looks like got a pretty nice crowd there off to the right as we're looking at the screen. So
yeah, there was a lot of people watching.
So Matt, how did you come up with the name Purple Haze?
Actually, it was me and a friend. We're just talking one day, and my nickname's Purple, and sitting next to the truck, and I started it up, and it was hazing out of the stack, and he goes, dude, just name it Purple Haze. And it just kind of stuck with it.
Nice. Mayfield wants to know what kind of RPMs you run.
So there, I let the clutch out at about 5,200. And It probably went about 47 all the way down.
Nice.
Can't remember right off the top of my head, but I have it on video somewhere. I got to find my GoPro.
John did have a good comment in there. I was actually going to say to Schultz, better watch out. Some of those pictures you have of Matt's rear end.
Yep.
Did you name it on 420? Good one, Manuel.
Oh, that's funny because that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I see a bunch of Facebook memes.
Actually,
5 years ago.
If I remember correctly, I was watching or I saw on Facebook. Congratulations, Emmanuel.
Oh yeah,
they just had a baby a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh really? Wow.
Another puller.
Another future puller.
Somebody also has to work 2 jobs, and they wonder why they never have any free time.
More money, yeah.
Yep.
No, it's so what's your next event? What are you doing next?
So right now, the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be May 20th up in Reading for the NHRDA as well.
Cool. No Chowchilla?
Maybe not too sure yet. I still gotta. The truck's still sitting on the trailer in a field. I gotta bring it home and put it in the garage, make sure everything's good. But if everything looks good, we might hit Chowchilla, and then from Chowchilla we'll go up to Reading.
Now you gonna run Randy's Point Series this year, or is that what your plan is? Or
he's late.
After taking the win in Arizona, I'm pretty sure I'm going to chase Randy for a little bit.
It's funny how that always goes. I'm not going to run for points this year, and then he come out and win.
Right?
And it's not just you, Matt. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just after Reading, the next 2 are kind of far, so we just got to see how we are and how the truck's running. But I know after Reading, he's got Montana, and then in September he's got Enos, Texas.
Yeah.
For the world finale. So
yeah, got to hit up some more sponsors to get there easier.
Oh, that's for sure.
Hopefully, with this win, that'll help.
Yeah.
Boy, Thunderstruck.
And then you can say you were on West Coast Live. I mean, that's gonna probably get you like an extra 5 or 10 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
That's more than I get. Damn.
I mean, I had Code 3 sticker on my back window for almost a year, and I never even got nothing out of it.
First places.
Well, you need a duck sticker then, obviously.
It was, and the little story behind that one was we were in Winnemucca. He had been having bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, and we're out there, having a few alcoholic beverages. And I snuck up behind his truck. I put a sticker on the back window, and he caught it the next day. And we're joking around about it and everything else. And he goes out there, and you won Winnemucca, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes out there and wins Winnemucca, and he goes, I'm leaving that damn sticker on there till I don't win again. You got a pretty good for 2020, we didn't have a whole lot of pulls, but going into 2021, you had a pretty good record going.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
And it was just you're being what's the right word to say? Consistent.
Yeah.
Being very consistent. So yeah, that's where that little joke comes in.
That's what we all need is more consistency.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one, Kimmy.
Yeah.
She's laughing in the background.
Yeah, she's right.
Even the duck sticker does work.
Bianchi knows. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get one, Chris.
Okay, I'll look you up next time we see you.
All right.
And this is a perfect example of we may not be all in the same classes, but there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of joking around and a lot of antics that go along with all the classes.
Oh yeah.
We're all good friends, and we all, try to help each other, but also just have a good old time at the events.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, you're the only one that shows up with a monster truck.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Hey,
I put him in the penalty box.
Schultz does. Poor Matt.
3, 2, 1. Okay, Orsetti, you're out of the penalty box. You can talk again.
Time out for that one. Yep.
Go to the penalty box.
It's like Facebook. They kick you off for a week.
Right?
If you do it enough, it's more than a weekend.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. That's awesome. Yeah, that's right. You did, huh, John? Yeah, awesome.
Well, and going back to that, the antics and stuff like that. Bianchi tried getting us all thrown in jail in Winnemucca.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
And he's a police officer or something now, isn't he?
He's a firefighter.
Oh, is he?
Or a mechanic for firefighting or something.
Yeah, mechanic at Cal Fire. Yeah. Sort of woke up a couple truck drivers with some aerial displays.
Oh boy.
But it's always a good time getting all these crews together.
Did you get to talk to that Thunderstruck guy from Texas? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I talked to him for quite a while after the event, and he actually asked if I was going to come out for the World Finals, and said if I need anything, he lives like 30 minutes away, so just give him a call.
Nice.
Probably about a 36-hour drive, 30-hour drive?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Daniels, you're going to run out of stickers. You're going to run out of stickers by the end of the show here, Daniels. So.
Probably. Yeah, we haven't even seen you out pulling.
Maybe they're waiting for their sticker.
Could be. I have to send you some, Schultz. Put on that.
Yeah. I needed it last August. So.
Yeah.
John says, "What happens in Winnemucca stays in Winnemucca." Like Vegas, is what he's saying.
Winnemucca, yeah. So how did Juan do? Is that Juan?
Yeah, he did good. The motor's a little tired on his truck. We blew the turbo seals, so it's leaking a little bit of oil. But I mean, I believe he went 206 feet.
Where's the big cut at?
And yeah, the motor was not happy.
Oh, that's too bad. Well,
he still went out there and had a great time.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
How many passes has Juan had on that truck now?
4.
This will be the third.
Third.
Yeah.
That truck's out of Utah, huh?
Yeah. The same builders as mine had that truck.
What do you end up doing with the old Chevy?
He still has it. Yeah, his dad and his brother are gonna run it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd say it's got a little pressure going there.
Radiator or something, yeah.
No, that's blow by.
Blow by? Oh man.
Yeah.
Ouch. Well,
she's tired.
But it drove all the way
on the trailer. He'll fix it.
She's a little tired, yeah. We got to do a little bit of a rebuild kit on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get it lined up.
Yep.
So
awesome.
Yeah, cool. It's definitely been fun with you, Matt. Hanging out at the tracks and stuff, and all the shenanigans and joking around, and all of us having fun together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And watching you grow in the sport. That's that's been fun. That's been the key right there, is watching everybody grow in the sport, watching you grow in the sport. When you first came out and then started up kicking dust pulling team and started running some videos and doing that, you really you jumped in with both feet.
Oh yeah, I definitely came in hard. And I definitely put my name out there with the amount of stuff that I've broken on this truck. I could definitely put on a good show.
Everybody remembers carnage. They never remember if you win. They just remember carnage,
Exactly.
This is very true.
Yeah.
I've got a trophy cabinet. I've got pistons. I've got a cam. We can make some cool art.
Yep.
Make some cool trophies with them.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They did that. They did that in Sublimity. They were making trophies out of car parts.
Yeah.
I got them that one year. But
one year.
Huh?
Nothing.
You talking smack?
Wouldn't be the same if it wasn't talking smack.
You'd think something was wrong.
Yeah, no kidding. His head barely fits on that screen. I'm telling you, John's head is so swollen from that Vegas trip, man. I'll tell you, he is. It's going to be a while before he comes back to earth.
Matt, thanks for the fuel in 2013. That's a good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave him fuel and he ended up beating me.
Is that nitro in there or something?
That's usually the way it works.
Yeah.
Usually the way it works, you give help and then they beat you.
Yeah.
No, exactly. He came over to me. He was like, I got no fuel. Well, here. I got fuel. Here you go. And ended up putting me in second place.
I used to use tires. I'd buy a set of tires for somebody and then I'd go out and beat them with them.
Matt, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go here in a minute and flip over to talk about John's trip to Vegas. I want to thank you for coming on. Anybody you want to thank? Any friends, family, sponsors? Anybody that really helps you day in and day out?
Mainly my family. My family's the ones that help me out the most. They keep me sane, help me keep the truck on a track, and keep me in order. So
that's awesome.
No, it's been. I just gotta say, it's been a pleasure having you around, Matt. Getting to know you and calling you a friend, and it's been definitely a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Same here.
We can't wait to see you again.
It's like a big old family.
Yep.
Kimmy wrote that on there a little bit ago. It definitely is.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Definitely is.
Well, way to represent, Matt, and I'm sure we'll see you around soon, buddy.
Sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye.
Woo. 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 There's that big head guy right there.
Yeah. Fire department coffee. John, what was it like taking a pulling truck to Vegas, buddy?
Very huge experience. Very
humbling.
Interesting experience. It was far more than what I had imagined it was going to be.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah, when you sent me this picture, I was like, "You dirty dog."
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, is oh boy, here we go.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Well, first, before we get too far into John Boer's how awesome he is, Matt did a good job with. He's fun. He's young. He's energetic. They talk a little smack with those guys. It's good for everybody, and he backs it up. It's neat to really thank you for getting him lined up on the show tonight, guys.
Oh, he's definitely a character, and he's definitely all in when it comes to the sport. And he's definitely one of those ones that'll, if you have a problem, he's gonna try to help you any way he can.
Yeah.
He's
young ones coming that you can.
He's part of that next generation coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like you said, he came into it, around 8-9 years ago, and when he came into it strong and hard, and he was all in, and he's never slowed down. And definitely definitely a good time with Matt.
So realistically, how many people took pictures of your truck in Vegas? Honest to God.
The first day on Friday, I was estimating about 2,500, and Jared and Arnold and Bill said, "Oh, way more than that."
Yeah.
And it's every second there's somebody taking a picture.
Wow.
You guys were joking around a little bit about monster truck and everything else. The biggest question, and Schultz, you asked me what I thought would be the biggest question.
Yep.
Would be, and I said, what's a sled pull would be the biggest question. It actually wasn't. It was, is this a sand dragger or a mega truck? mud truck?
Yeah.
And then I always get asked the question, where's the suspension? So that was some of the big questions that always came about.
Just people that don't know pulling,
No, but that's why it's cool that he was there, to at least educate them a little bit. They won't be so naive next time they see it, which is good.
Yeah.
And you're actually right too, Schultz. Whenever we talked on the phone the other day, is setting up a TV there with have a whole bunch of pulls loaded up and everything else would have been a great idea to have there.
No, I thought of it too late, and I think of it every year, the day of, But the big thing is just finding a DVD and a DVD player and put it on repeat. You know what I mean, and just let it go. So
yeah, that would have been something really cool to have out there because that would explain a lot. We played some videos on our phones for some people that were asking about things and how things worked, but for the most part, it was a lot. It was a wide range of people that were coming by and taking pictures and everything.
Yeah. What was the weather like, John, when you're out there?
The first day was like 70, and we ended up ending like in the mid 80s.
Wow. You got warm.
When we first got there on Thursday, we pulled in, they come to us, okay, the officials are going to show you where to go. Follow this guy. His name was Clifford, on a moped, and he had that picture right there. That picture right there, we're standing there. It's when Tony Stewart won. That's Tony coming in, but one of the other guys, the chute didn't open.
Oh.
And Jared and I are standing there. Also, and you just hear that car just locking up, trying to get it stopped for it sand trap, and just like a big old wall of sand goes up.
Dang.
But anyways, we were pulling in there, and I'm like, okay, where are they taking us? Those
are mini rod problems.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we're pulling in there, and we're pulling in between the haulers, and it was right behind Force's haulers, and they're working on the cars and stuff like that. And we're sitting there waiting. Well, while we're sitting there waiting, I'm not paying attention. And at the back of my trailer, here's all John Force's crew all crawling over the trailer looking at the truck.
Awesome.
And then we had a lot of crew guys coming around checking out the mechanics on the frame and what we run and asking about the motor and stuff like that. Had a lot of people coming by and asking about that stuff.
Huh.
But
why is your distributor leaning and all that?
Well, all the distributors, they're lean. It's all those Hemis.
Yeah, twin distributors.
But we got set up there, and John Bryan from Fire Department Coffee, he runs all their advertisement stuff and everything. He's the one I worked with getting down there. We got all set up, and then he goes, "Hey, you want to go take a look at Antron Brown's car?" Like, okay. So they took us over to the pit because they sponsor Antron Brown. And next thing you know, the crew chief and Antron are like, "Hey, the trailer's open. Go through whatever you want. Look through anything you want. Come check it out. So we're in there looking at pistons and these motors all being prepped and ready to go. And it was just absolutely above and beyond what we expected. This is a video when we were being drug paraded during opening ceremonies.
Nice. How cool. That's when
There's over 50,000 people there. That was on Sunday.
That's when the tires got ruined.
Actually, I was checking them last night, and they're not bad at all.
Yeah.
That asphalt was so smooth that, and then we ran the tires up hard.
Yeah.
And took all the weights out of the box, like you said, Chris.
Yeah.
And it only ran on like not even a 8-inch wide patch on the tire.
Oh, nice.
So it didn't hardly affect them at all.
Good deal.
But
they tow you down in front of the crowd, and then how'd you get back?
Towed all the way back. It was like almost a 2 mile round all the way around.
Wow, that's cool.
Then we just towed it right back, pulled it right back into its spot, and cool. Stayed there.
Awesome. Very cool.
But yeah, we did on Thursday. We did that and went and hung out with Antron Brown and looked at everything there, and it was just amazing looking at. There's a lot of parts, and Jared was really going through it. Really,
I bet he was
going through it real closely and took a lot of pictures of the engines. But there's a lot of parts that are common between what we do and what they do. Their clutches and everything else are very similar to what our clutches are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry.
Okay.
And, we're talking about, I can't remember what the thicknesses were, but like say, they're taking a clutch disc and getting rid of it at 60,000, saying, Jared's like, I'm buying mine at 58,000.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take all the ones you got left over.
No kidding.
But to watch them come in, and Coletta Racing was right across from us in Torrance. And so I think it was Coletta, they blew a motor and actually split the hat right in half. Like somebody took a saw and cut the hat, and it flopped over like this. So they came in from the track, came into the hauler, pulled it in, started in on it. So Jared decided he was going to figure this out. So he just leaned up against their hauler and just sat there with a timer, and they did it full rebuild, pulled the motor completely apart. The only thing they left the block in the car and had that thing re-fired in 45 minutes. And re-fired it in 45 minutes. And Jared's sitting there going, they did this in 45 minutes. I can't even get it done in 45 days.
Well, they have everything ready, though.
Yeah.
It's not like, they don't have to gap rings and, check clearances or anything. They just.
It's run a lot looser. I got Antron Brown's crew chief gave me a piston and a rod that came out of the motor when they lost a hole on the semifinals.
Huh.
Give me a piston and rod, and you take a look at that piston. It's only got one run on it, but it is got scars.
Oh, I bet. Nitro, baby.
That motor, to answer this question, the motor that I run in mine, it's a 572 Max Wedge Indy Max Mopar on methanol.
Like a lawnmower engine. Did someone get John a bigger helmet?
Oh, Jared already worked on that meme. But it's it was definitely over and beyond what we thought. It was a lot of there's a lot of promotion for the sport, period. We had one guy come from the track itself, and a few people live there in Vegas, how they need to really push to put a pull track in Vegas Motor Speedway. They got a dirt track, they got roundy round, and they got a drag strip, and they want to really, the area wants to push to get a dirt track in there for pulling.
That'd be awesome.
That was some of the comments that were made to us while we were there.
A West Coast green would be awesome. I mean,
even had one of Schultz's friends come over and say hi. His shirt guy.
Chris
said hi. Was that out there, or was that more in the town, Sammy?
No, it was at the roundaround track.
It was at the roundy round track there?
Is in the one end of it in the middle at the roundaround track.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the bull ring, but the big one, the dirt track.
Don't know exactly. We're bumping 4 digits, but to the ground, we're probably in the mid nines. That's just only guesstimate. But anyways, yeah, it was very. The first day, actually, we were sitting there, and a guy comes walking up, started talking to us for a couple hours, and I'm like, he looks familiar for some reason. Couldn't quite figure it out at first, and then it dawned on me, and he was talking about he owned a couple 2-wheelers and pulled 2 wheels, and it was Kenny Laughlin. Kenny Laughlin started off in pulling.
Oh, wow.
And was pulling 2-wheelers.
Huh.
And in the local Texas circuit, and then started doing some national circuit stuff. And he was doing things with his engine and his frame that nobody can figure out. And he sort of outgrew the local circuit and was having real good success. And he was talking to us all about that. And, you know, it was really nice getting to meet him. And, you know, we'd talk with him for a couple hours each day, and left there. He said, you know, if you're ever in Texas, you know, give us a call. Our place is your place. And just the most nicest people.
Yeah.
And then he brought over another Texan that has Schultz, you can help me with this. Red Horse, I think the name of the tractor is.
Red Horse Diesel Super Stock. Some Blake Graves from Eckerly, Texas.
Yeah.
Strong running.
Brought him over, and we're talking with him for a while. So, but you know, I can't thank the fire department coffee guys enough for the hospitality and you know what they did for us there. And like I did a few lives and stuff. They took us to the starting line and finish line. We were down at the finish line when everybody was coming in, and they just basically opened the whole place up to us and met a lot of people, awesome. A lot of good people. And the crowds there were very down to earth people that just enjoy, there was no trouble.
Yeah.
And this is what I would wish. I would wish that we can get to the point in the pulling world to where we can be like this, where people can come by and see it. I mean, that's the way we're going to grow the sport, is really getting the people more hands-on and getting the fans in to see everything.
Yeah.
That's what really helps grow it. I mean, there's everything at the NHRA events are so accessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what really sets it off different.
Yeah. It's just hard because we have time limits, you know, so
yeah,
it would have to be something like earlier in the day before the show starts or something, but or like, you know, me and Kimmy are doing, we're going to do a 4x4 truck show.
Yeah.
Just like you went down there to promote pulling. And I mean, just give people that do different stuff a look at it, you know?
And I think that's a lot more of what we need to do as a sport is get out there a lot more and go to these type events. Like you're going to the 4-wheel drive show and everything. It don't cost us really much to do more things like this, especially on the local level.
I was to enter. Nothing. So
it can really help promote and draw more pools.
Sure.
In the areas that we haven't had them.
Yeah. And draw more people to watch, or even that want to go pulling, period.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of questions we did get too was, how did you get into this? The story of the truck and everything else. But there's a lot, how do I get into it? And, we talked a lot about your entry level and how we got started in the entry level and built up to where we're at. And you can almost see a light bulb turn on when people are asking you about it, because they're like, well, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can go find an old truck in the weeds somewhere and throw a tune up in an old motor and start off that way.
Or borrow my dad's truck, go pulling, or
go pulling when you're in high school and told you couldn't.
Right. Have it fixed by me.
But that's how we keep the sport alive and keep it going, is because people like that come around and then you talk to them and you give them information and they slowly get into it. There's a lot of people that we pull with now that have done that same exact thing, where they're just around one person in a group on one pull, and then they went out and find old trucks out somewhere, and next thing you know, they're off and running.
They're come pulling.
But yeah, I think it was definitely good for the sport and getting the views out there
for sure
and everything. They actually asked me too if it's still on the table, if we want to go or not. Yeah, guilty. Yeah, John. Is they asked us if we wanted to come back in October for Vegas with Code 3 and then even Swiss Power and have both of them there.
Oh, wow.
And then got asked to go to Sonoma to be on display.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're very happy with the amount of traction that they got over there.
Good deal.
Like I said, a lot of the pit crews all come over.
Yeah.
And we're just checking out the mechanics on it.
Yeah.
And how everything works and explaining how everything works.
Right.
So it was definitely a great time. The other thing I wanted to talk about too, since he couldn't come on tonight, is I was talking with Bob Morrill, and they got their benefit pool coming up this weekend in Castleton Oz.
Yeah.
And out there in Montpelier, California, just east of Denair. So I wanted to at least get that out there. Bob was planning on coming on tonight, and he called me the other day, and he was, he just got so much going on with putting their pool together, and they got a 2-nighter out there.
Yeah.
So I think it's is it Friday night and Saturday night, Chris?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday night.
For American Cancer Society, and 2-day pool there. Pretty good event.
Yep.
Oh.
But I wanted to at least get that out there. I know he couldn't make it on the show tonight, and the original plan was he was going to be on here tonight too, and but he couldn't do it. So at least get them some recognition out there for their event.
No, John, I'm not coming. Sorry, we can't make it this weekend.
So
do good.
Yeah, John, do us proud.
Yep.
But at least get them some recognition out there, because they got that one coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So
they have it every year, and it's a big event. This year's 2-dayer, and some good trucks out there.
Yep.
So
there's some good trucks out there.
Yeah.
I know my next event that I'm doing is going to be Chowchilla. Chowchilla is going to be the next one that I'm going to.
Yeah, me too.
I can't make we also got Los Banos coming up May 6th for Valley Tractor Pullers Association. That's May 6th, which we're going to have Matt Terra and George Avila on the Wednesday before that pull to talk about it. But that's the same night as my fire department fundraiser, so I'm not going to be able to make it down there for that. And then May 9th, or I don't know when Dixon is. Max got Dixon coming up.
It's a day after Chowchilla.
Yeah, day after Chowchilla, the 13th. Yeah. You got Dixon on May 13th. So there's a double weekend there with MLM on the 12th and then Max Cackle on the 13th. So
yeah,
we're starting to get ramped up. They're starting to get a lot more pools starting up here coming into the month of May. And then we're going to start seeing almost every weekend there's some kind of event.
Every weekend in June almost. Yeah, it's crazy. It's that time of year.
Yep, that time of year. So, but yeah, I mean,
time to get that truck dirty now. So you got it all polished up. So,
yeah, that took a little while.
I know it. We've been polishing on baby to get it ready for that 4x4 show, and after the Turlock sand everywhere. Holy moly, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was stuck on there pretty good. Actually, we're still dropping sand out of the truck going down the highway, going down there.
Yep.
But no, it made some great connections down there, and just in general for the whole entire sport, people that are interested in the sport, interested in backing the sport, and just overall. So
yeah, it was awesome experience for you, man.
Yep.
Glad you guys represented pulling good down there. That's for sure.
Well, thanks for doing it, John. That's what's really, a lot of time. I know it's, everybody thinks it's fun and we're giving you a hard time, but it's a lot of freaking work too. Thank you for taking it.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without, the support that I got from the family and the friends that go down there and do it. My wife, whenever they called and says, "Hey, would you want to come down there?" She just immediately said, "You're going."
Awesome.
It's like the support from my community here too. I mean, our fire truck builder here in Modesto, California, Burton's Fire Apparatus, Kenny Burton, and then my fuel guy, Lowry's, and a company that builds all of our harvest equipment around here, Flory Industries, they all chipped in and says, yeah, we're going to back you on going down there. So that helped out a lot to go down there because it's not a cheap trip. It takes a lot to get down there and just going for a static display like that.
Right.
So, we had a lot of support on going down there. So it was definitely worth it going down there.
Heck yeah.
Everything. So, and hopefully it does help us get some more recognition in the areas and what goes on. Because, like Schultz, you and I have talked about this a million times. Never thought that it was like this out here.
Right.
So the more and more we get the word out and the more and more it's out there, the more and more we're going to get the backing.
Yeah.
We get the backing out here.
Exactly.
So, that's one of the things, like I was talking with somebody else, is, I went out there for the experience and also, help promote myself some. But the main goal was to go out there and help promote the sport and promote what we do out here on the West Coast in the pulling world. And I feel that we got our point across pretty dang good.
Oh yeah.
Especially with having Jared with me and Bill and Arnold. You got all different spectrums of the pulling community there with the multi, with helping with track and everything else, and with the years with Arnold's been pulling, talking with these people and promoting it, and they got a good variety of what we do out here.
Yeah.
And so, I feel it went really good. But no, we just got to keep pushing it. Just got to keep pushing it, pushing. Charles Poosh gave me a little heck class on Monday night. We were on our way home from Vegas watching the show, and Charles was giving me heck a little bit about not talking about TPC out there. And I go, well, I sent him a little message and my phone quit. And I said, actually we did. Actually, there was people we talked to out there, and we talked about the Pullers Championship and the TPC. We had people from Boston coming up and talking to us, and we don't have pulling out there. I think the furthest we talked to somebody from Maine and New York. There's just people from all over the globe there.
Yeah. Yep.
So
they just follow the NHRA, or they're there in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So there was a vast variety of people there. It was all over the board. We met a couple guys. I think Travis Garcia Sr., a couple miners from Nevada.
Oh yeah,
they are two American Indian wild guys, and they come over and they talked our ear off. We had a blast with them, just shooting the breeze and joking around. They're telling jokes, and come to find out, they do underground mining, and they're mining at 5,000 feet underground.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. And listen to them talk about their world underground. It's just crazy.
China. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the variety of people was just insane.
Yep.
And to be just hanging out, it was a lot of fun. So
awesome, man.
But yeah, we got more coming up in the West Coast. Like I said, the season's getting going. Get out there and like everybody, search around on everybody's Facebook pages and like their pages, and you'll start seeing schedules coming out, and get out there and come watch us. Watch all the shows and get involved.
Bring your truck or Jeep. Come on down. Pull the sled.
Yeah. And then when you see it, you share it. So, more people see it, because that's the thing that commentators, I didn't know that was going on. That just makes me want to cry when I hear that.
Yeah. Just spread the word.
Yeah.
Any upcoming pulls, just get on there, share the schedules, share their pages across the board.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's, and Schultz, you're a perfect example of it. Start off this little small Facebook page and look at it now. It's out there.
Yep.
It's huge.
Yep.
Well, that's like everybody that wants to, they expect it to happen overnight. This is our 10th year of doing this. You know what I mean? So for everybody that doesn't, and it's not as easy to get likes and followers as it used to. That's just how it goes. But just put out good content, provide value for the fans and the pullers, and it organically will spread. Yep.
And we noticed a big uptake in on the social media after we got back from Vegas and stuff, and a lot more people were going and checking out stuff. Not only on West Coast Pullers, on all the different feeds. I think when I did my TikTok live there, I was up like around 5,000 people watching.
Yeah, TikTok lives are huge, guys. If you're a pulling team or a promoter and you have a TikTok page, do TikTok lives. They're huge. They are huge. So
it's just And for everybody that's got pages out there and puller pages, just start, putting, like Jason taught me, is just start putting content. Start putting stuff up that you're doing in the shop or doing out, on everyday stuff, just to, it helps get the views.
It does.
Under warranty.
If you got a 4x4, take it out and pull it. Pull the one under warranty. Yep, that's good. No, but everybody, and John's heard me say this 100 times or 1,000 times. I don't care if you have 10 followers or 100,000 followers. Post content every day, and but if you really want to get some followers, show what's going on in the shop. People love that. Everybody, every YouTuber, every Facebooker stands at the end of the track and gets a great video of it coming down the track. But that's where it kind of ends. That's why we're starting to do more interviews, and we're trying to switch it up, make it different, So
you start seeing more of the mechanics and more of the inside workings. That's what's going to tell the everyday person's going to go, well, man, I can do that. I can do that in my garage. You're only doing you're doing it with those parts.
Yeah,
that doesn't cost a whole lot. Little they knows after they get done breaking those, not cost a lot of parts, is the good parts start to cost a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's best for everybody to find that on their own, John. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I can think of a lot of the worst things to do. So
yeah,
it's definitely it's a good sport for sure.
Like my wife and I always talk about is if I'm not at the house and she always knows where I'm at. I'm in the shop working on the truck or going to a fire call or in a meeting. So
I guess we're going live.
Occupies your time.
I guess we're going live May 6th.
Well, we already knew that you were going to go live. Kimmy's in control of that.
Yeah, I see that.
She's the boss.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
Just like we told you in Nevada, you're the pit.
Yeah. I know it.
But a little thing, what Mayfield put there, go out and pull your truck with warranty. I got a good story on that one. Is in 97, and I'm going to hurt myself for saying this, I bought a brand new F-250 460 5-speed.
Yes, he did.
And I used to take it out every once in a while and go pull it. And I have a picture of that truck pulling down the track in Turlock with the paper plates. And when I went across the scale, the promoter was the
Ford dealer.
Yeah. And he had known me since the day I was born, John Shipman.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, shook his head, and says, "You know what? I didn't see nothing."
You said good because there's no video cameras here either. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and that's the way a lot of guys got into the sport.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it in several pulls. I've seen a brand new Nissan, sticker in the window, brand new 1-ton dually, paper on the window, just going out there pulling, and don't even bat an eye.
And sometimes those are the guys that comes back 4 months later with an old beat up F-250 or a beat up W200 Dodge, and they're out there just having a good old time.
Yeah.
Pounding away.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, next show we're going to do, like I said, we're going to talk to Matt Terra and George Avila, talk about upcoming Los Banos pool. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about Chilla and Dixon coming up after the weekend right after that. But yeah, that's, like I said, we got a lot of events coming up and it's starting to wind up.
Yep. For sure.
Let's watch Orsetti's pull one more time.
Yep.
Congratulations to Purple Haze, their big win at the NHRDA. All the way from Hollister, California. That's one of my favorite videos you guys sent me. I think that was up in Oregon or something.
Idaho. Oh, Wisner, Idaho.
Idaho.
All right, God, that thing's a beast.
That was the old locomotion.
You know, it's when watching Matt's pool there and him talking about his RPMs taking off at 5,000, dropping down about 48, 46 going down the track. That's like us with gasoline motors running like at 85, taking off and dropping down to 8,000 for diesel.
Yeah. He's screaming it.
That's screaming.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So,
all right, guys.
But yeah,
right.
Thank you everybody for getting on here and watching. And next week or in 2 weeks, we'll have Valley Tractor Pullers on here. And until then,
we're good.
Until then, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.